Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Mic check 1 2. Just doing a quick sound check. Make sure everybody can hear me, because according to my headphones, sounds pretty alright. But gotta make sure we're good live on the internet. Let me see where we at. Alright, so everything sounds good. If anybody cares to tell me how everything is sounding, please let me know. If you guys can't hear me, I need to know so we can have a decent whatever this is, right? Let me see. Where are we at? Ooh, they're playing some joints over there. Hear me? I need to know so we can have a decent whatever this is, right? All right. So everything looks all right. Yo, all right. Everything seems good. What's good, everybody? I hope everybody's well. That was probably not gonna work. I hope everybody's doing well. Whoever cares to be here. I really didn't even share it at all. Just doing too many things at once. You guys already know what this is. It is HT or Jesus, depending how close you can get to me. And today, as everybody can see, we're doing a solo one. HT speaking to himself, part 6. So yeah, if you care, just share and like the energy. And I hope everybody's doing well. You know what kind of day it has been today? The kind of day that it has been today is those kind of days where you see your glasses for the first time today. That's the kind of day I've had today, ladies and gentlemen. As I sat down before I pressed stream or to go live on this thing, the first time today that I actually seen my glasses. That's interesting. This first time I have that kind of day. Those kind of days where you see your glasses for the first time later on the day. Yeah, I definitely need them for later, but I guess today I didn't need them that much. But that was the kind of day I've been having, the kind of day where, you know, you don't see your glasses all day until you kind of sit down about to do something else. And that's the kind of day we've been having. As you guys can see, I'm just messing around with the different shot today and all that stuff. Then my hat is mad cricket. But as you guys can see, I'm solo today. It's good though. You know, all my good EDM weirdo friends, they went to a show at the Red Rocks, so hopefully they're having fun, being safe out there. Shout out to the team. But ironically, it's kind of the perfect timing or day, you know, because today I want to talk some serious hip hop stuff that I just, you know, I think it's worth mentioning. I usually don't care to speak on what's usually going on in the news or, you know, the gossip stuff, but today we got to speak about it. So that's why it's good to be by myself, so we could talk some hip hop, because, you know, I can't have hip hop with those ADM weirdos, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's what we're doing. And yeah, the shot actually doesn't look too bad. I was kind of wondering how it's gonna look. I don't know, but it looks not too bad, right? You know what's one of my favorite things to do right now that I'm really enjoying? I want to find intricate sounds, from the simplest to the creepiest sound, or not even sounds too, but soundtracks too. I'm really, as you guys heard before I turned on the camera, you guys had some music in the background. I was just searching on YouTube, but yeah, that's my new thing. I like sounds. I want to find sounds or make them, or I want to find or create soundtracks for movies. I'm pretty obsessed right now. I'm not gonna lie, my favorite kind of sounds are those I would call creepy, just tension. When you hear the sound, you feel tension right away. Those are my favorite kind of sounds. If anybody watched that first video we posted, that's why it has that creepiness with the old Russian orchestra kind of Cold War type of vibes. yeah, like that kind of, just the tension, for all the tension to come to one point, or one attention point where you could feel it. Those are my favorite kind of sounds. And yeah, in making soundtracks that go along with moving medium, as far as video, or a shot that's moving in a video, is really interesting. And like right now, I don't know if you guys can hear it, probably not, but I have some playing in the background. Yo, my neighbors, whatever they're doing, they're probably doing some cool shit too. They're playing some bangers. I appreciate that. Kind of hear it through the walls. Yeah. Ooh, okay. The light doesn't look bad. I don't know. But yeah. I wanna. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end up getting a keyboard. I wanna make my own sounds. The sounds are so powerful. A sound, a noise, a breath, a whole song can make a big difference in anything, right? So yeah, I'm really obsessed about that. I think I'm slowly really getting into this whole thing of the video, and I kind of really actually want to make movies. I'm really starting to like it, because I'm starting to find where I could fit in, as far as what I choose to do or see, as far as visually. So yeah, the sound is so important. Every little sound makes a great difference, right? Because in the last short I posted, I didn't add a song to that one, because I was appreciating the sound of nature in the mountains, and being in the middle of nowhere, with just surrounded with snow and some statues. And that was perfect. You didn't really have to tweak that. Maybe just make it a little louder, or have it a little more on it, right? But that's an example where you don't have to add nothing to that, because you're kind of already in a place that it makes its own sound, or the expression of its own audio or sound is already comes with the whole place. That's cool. Yeah, that's why I posted that short, because I like that. It was just, you can literally feel you're in that world, or in that place I was at. But yeah, right now I'm really obsessed with that, and it's fun just to kind of just play something and unbiasedly just listen to it. And as you listen to it, slowly construct the scene, the moment, the story. Yeah, and that's what I've literally been doing, especially before I go to bed. I'll find some stuff like this, or other avenues that have these options to hear these kind of soundtracks, and I'll let them play and just kind of lay back, and then just unbiasedly listen to it, because I think that's very important when you're listening to something for the first time. A voice, a conversation, a song, an opinion, a perspective, a movie. You gotta try to listen unbiased. As I said earlier, the sound is very important, and sometimes if the sound is off, you might miss out what's actually great. Just you judged it a thing. So unbiasedly, because sometimes most of the time you're gonna pick your preference. You're gonna pick what you're used to, your normal. But I think, in my humble opinion, and this is just me theorizing, and is the way I enjoy to function. I have thought experiments happening at the same time in my head every day. Some make it, some never make it. Some come back and we retouch them. And that's how I can, analyze a thought or expand a thought. But yeah, and I say that from that standpoint, because obviously I haven't created nothing yet besides the little things I'm trying here on the channel. But you have to unbiasedly pick the sound that would match the scene or the story you're trying to tell, regardless if you kind of like it. Don't get me wrong, it has to be good to a certain degree, right? So far, that's where I'm at. But doesn't have to be your preference if it matches what you're trying to show or the expression of the shot, something like that. But that's where I'm at with that. Yeah. And I mean, sound, and then in reality, this silence can be relative, I want to say. Because are you really ever in true silence? Even when you're in true silence, there's something going on, right? As far as I know, I think the universe is not silent. And the universe does produce some sort of audio wave or some sort of wave. So the silence exists because there's always a sound. Even when you're just sitting quiet in your own private space, you'll hear the car passing by, something will drop. But even beyond the heater or the AC type stuff, there's no true silence. There's always some sort of sound happening. Yeah, and that's really interesting. There's no true real silence. And folks, I'm one of those humans that I enjoy my silence. I need my silence. Because as I said earlier, I got about 10, 20 thought experience happening at the same time. Sometimes for me to actually dissect and get any useful information or thought process, I need just to be silent so I can go through everything and just really see what happened there or not, right? And that's literally what that's why sometimes I can't sleep. It's just those process. Sometimes you're just trying to dissect the thought, understand it, see if it's even useful. Why are you even here? Why is the thought? Why are you so obsessed? And then you got to go through all that. Most of the time, you are able to at least get something, even if it's a little. So most of the time is the labor that you put towards it is worth it. Because even at the smallest amount, at whatever, because in reality, after a certain point, you try to kill your own thought or your own theory, so you can really see, does it have anything? Does it have any real life to it or any soul to it? And then after you put it through its paces or throwing different perspectives at yourself, even the smallest amount of that thought, if it's still there, there's something for the next one, right? And right now it's been a lot of this in sound, just sound. Even though, if I'm honest with everybody, ladies and gentlemen, I've low-key always been into sounds. I was always one of those kids where I would try to make sounds or make like gun sounds. I still tend to do that here and there, but since I was little, I don't even know how I know this movie or this reference, but it was that 80s movie, that cop movie, and then that one dude, he would make like all the and all the car noises, like the see all that. Yeah. Now I'm recalling what's going on. Now I'm recalling. Yeah. So yeah, because I always been into sound effects even since I was little. I always thought it was cool to make them, or to make a joke better, or like so yeah. So I always been into sound effects since I was little. I always been obsessed with trying to make them or mimic. Yeah. So I think I'm just picking it up again, or I'm remembering, or now it's coming up because it's useful. I can use it for something. Cause yeah. So yeah, I've been always trying to mimic sound effects or make them with my vocals. I always done this since I was little. I said I still do it here and there. Yeah, so it's not far. It's not entirely new to the spectrum of my thoughts. Just as a person that likes to develop and create things, it's always best to try to pull from your own humanity, and we can break that down into memories and certain things or moments that has happened to you throughout your life. but solely for inspiration. Solely for inspiration, right? Not to veer back to that moment or where or that thought process you were. No. Just for the pure inspiration to pull something that you can use. And that's exactly what it is with the sound of things. Now it's coming back to me where I was doing this when I was little. I was trying to make noise. I remember that. But yeah, noises is really interesting. Sound, you know. So yeah, silence definitely is not a thing then. We think is a thing because we're not speaking, but silence is not a thing. Everything in the universe makes or expresses itself in a sound. Everything. I think even flowers to a certain degree do that. But yeah, I've been obsessing over sounds, different sounds, and just because what I've learned, especially trying things with this whole experiment that is MTI, is that because right now, I'm not gonna act, the footage is okay. It's far from what I see in my head, but you got to try things. You got to, you got to get your feet wet. So you just work with what you got right now. But when I'm able to execute close to what I see in my head, whoo. So right now, what I've learned is that I can make a scene or a shot or a moment bigger with either the right soundtrack, the right noises, even though it might just be at Winter Park in the parking lot setting up for the Katzinsila Mile High Lecture Special Edition episode. Shout out to Katzinsila. Go subscribe. Go run them streams. A Fellow Traveler is out. Maybe we'll play it at some point. But yeah, make soundtracks can make a simple scene seem much more complex and intentional. What I've starting to see. Yeah, and that's probably another reason why I've been obsessed over sounds. But yeah, it's nice. This seems to be as far as right now, right? But it's definitely difficult. It's not easy, but it seems to be the thing that my brain seems to function in the best, thinking of different aspects of things from the shot to the color. Yeah, I'm really gonna attempt my best to make a movie or movies if I can pull up the first one. Cause yeah, if this is how my brain is coming to the attempt of being creative in a video media, I could see how I could start. I mean, I'm already enjoying it, and as I said, it's not easy at all. It's hard. It's definitely hard, especially a lot of the technical part. But if you could see it first in your head, you'll figure it out how to put it on to show the world, either on your computer or whatever software you use. You'll figure it out somehow. Because don't get me wrong, I'm pretty good with softwares for Photoshop. I'm not too shabby at that stuff. But even before I even knew how to use those softwares, especially with photos, if I could see it in my head, I was gonna try my best somehow to get it to show people whatever I saw in my head, whatever that shot was. And that's easy with the visuals one. But the visual one, with shooting visuals, it feels like you have way more control. Because with a photo, it's all in that moment when you choose to take the shot, right? And if the angle, if it was the correct angle, if your subject, that whatever that is, a cloud, a tree, a person, a building, landscape, if you were in the right angle or you have the subject in the right light, that moment when you're shooting photos in that moment, that's it. It's that moment. And hopefully that's why I've learned that you get to shoot a lot of one shot, just in case, so you can go through things and see what came out good and what didn't. But yeah, photos is a lot in the moment. Whatever you got in that moment, when you press down the finger on the camera, that's it. And hopefully you like it, and hopefully maybe, but people do edits for those reasons too. But with video, you have definitely way more control of the whole shot if you really want to, right? You have way more control and you can do much more, and it's not based on a moment. The whole thing is yours. That's what I'm starting to notice as far as just shooting photos and shooting video. And like it. Because once you can, it's equivalent to starting in a lab, in developing something in a lab as scientists do, and having full control to manipulate it in any way that you see fit from your perspective, show the world. Yeah, and that's what video seems to kind of be for me right now, where that's a nice feeling, because as I said, with photos, you never know, man. Hopefully that, exactly how you angled it, how you took the shot, it is, but sometimes it's not. So so a lot of sounds, a lot of soundtracks, a lot of just visual kind of trying to find my footing within it. But it's fun, it's hard, I like it. And one thing is that it seems to be naturally just coming, you know? Yeah, and that's always a good sign. A good sign for me. All right, folks. So, as I was saying earlier, so along with all that, another thing that definitely been on my mind is that this weekend I gotta drop more of the garment of the day shorts, and hopefully I can. Well, I'm not gonna say that a lot, but more garments of the day shorts. See if I can do something with that and room with HT. That's another little segment that hopefully I can just develop to a full video long form series. Garment of the day too, and then I'm thinking of a couple other ones. But yeah, and then shorts are okay, but no, that's not right. That's not right. Like it's okay, and you understand it because attention spans or people don't care to sit there for more than 30 minutes or whatever the case. I get it. It's not too hard, but it's not it. Yeah, as soon as yeah, it's not it. At some point, yeah, we're not doing that no more. But another thing that I did want to speak, and everybody that ever cares to listen to any of these, I always, especially on Thursday, because new music comes out, and it's I always like to see what's coming out, anything good. But if not it at some point. So if you do listen to any of these HT speaking to himself, or at least solo ones that I do on my own, I always touch on hip hop, either with new albums coming out. I think last week I spoke about Schoolboy. Well, last time I did on part 5, Schoolboy Q Blue Lips album came out. Right. And I wanted to bring something up today just because I think it's valid, I'm a true fan of it. I was there campaigning, and when things were getting started, I was proud to, show up to the early shows before a band, and it was still the mixtape tour type vibes, you know. But as I always mention it, it's difficult to be a hip hop fan in this era. Like it's extremely difficult. It really is the everything is happening. Nothing's impossible. What you think will never would happen happens. And it's just, damn son, what is going on with hip hop, right? But obviously I have my opinion about that, but we're not gonna get too much of that. I just, what do I want to put? Well, You guys know. You guys know what J. Cole did. You guys know. Everybody knows. I'm not gonna say that name that much, but all I'm gonna say, because yeah, I'm a true J. Cole fan. I was one of those little annoying high school kids telling everybody about J. Cole. Trust me, if you were talking to me around that time, I was telling you about J. Cole, right? Because he was good, and he's still great. Obviously, it's not like he doesn't know how to rap anymore. But so yeah, I'm definitely being a true J. Cole fan, like truly. Even the first shows he did in the city at the beginning, talking that college, that mixtape he dropped. And as far as the three, as far as our generation is concerned, our greats, it was J. Cole, Drake, and then Kendrick. That was my order for a while. I put J. Cole first, right? So when when you see that happening, yeah, it's not good, man. It's interesting time to being able to see that, and you never think such things would happen, and then it happened. You know, you know what I imagined when I was watching back that clip of him apologizing. When we go into other countries and when we take over the country, and then whatever, if the dictator has a statue of himself, we kind of break it. That's what I visualized when I was watching the clips of J. Cole. I was like, damn, the rap. And and the perspective I want to go about it, because everybody's already talking about it, and like I said, I don't care to talk about media stuff like this, but I'm an actual fan. This is real. I felt that was no good, but I get it. You know what I mean? Some people are not made for war, you know, and that's okay, because I mean, it's not an easy thing, and when I say war, obviously, it's all relative, right? It could be a war against your disease. It could be a war against some sort of family tragedy. It could be literally a war. It could be you competing against somebody. It's all relative when I say, but and it and it's okay if people don't have that state of mind where that assignment needs to be understood, and you gotta go. You gotta go make sure the other side doesn't make it. you know I get it. Some people don't have it, but I've had this conversation with several different people before then, because one thing about me, and I don't know why, I don't know if it's because I was always the one that had to kind of be, defend the fort, just to say it in that way. I've always been obsessed with wars, right? Leaderships of those moments, and what happens in the strategy. Yeah, because I remember the first time I was probably less than 10. I don't know if it was a documentary. It was probably a documentary on PBS, something random like that, because we didn't have cable back then. And I think it was no, it was, I don't think, it was definitely a Pancho Villa documentary. And if, for you that don't know who Pancho Villa, he's a revolutionist, Mexican revolutionist. He fought the French, he fought the US back in the, you know, 19, I don't know. I'm not going to act like I know the date, but a long, long time ago, right? And when they mention how the strategy used to fake out the US government to make it seem like he had more soldiers than he really did. So I have that memory. So ever since then, it's kind of been a snow effect of me being obsessed with war and strategy, and the mind games of it, and and really understand that, in a way where I don't ever want to use it, but going back to Cole, I mean, you gotta at least have one in you. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be nice. You're probably not gonna like it. It sucks, but you gotta have one in you, especially for certain moments. You know, not all the time. You know, I'm a peaceful guy by any means. I'm definitely a peaceful guy, but you know, you gotta have. If the environment, the moment calls for it, and you left with no other option, you got to be able to, stand up and okay, this is what we're doing. All right, and then you got to get your atomic weapons and point them at the other side, whoever that side is, or what. You know what I'm just saying. And when I seen that, it's a perfect example of, I don't know if it's a generational thing. I don't know if it's us. I don't know if my generation saw. I don't know, man. But it just seems not there no more. And this was a magnified example. Obviously, it's a hip hop thing too, for sure. Because if you understand and know hip hop, you don't do that. That's why things are looking a little odd, right? But you gotta, I don't know, you gotta at least have it one time. You never know. Like I said, I'm a peaceful person, but you never know what or who will get brave enough to test you at any level. And it can be as innocent as this. It's just a rap battle, or a quick race at the red light on some street. Joking about that one. But what I'm trying to say is that it's important to have that aspect of you, even though it's not you. For those kind of critical moments that sometimes you just got to deal with. And to see one of my favorite rappers of what my generation is, that was crazy. That was wild, man. Oh, anything is possible now. Anything's yeah. So, but I think it's very important to have that edge and understand that. Hopefully, you'll never have to use it, right? Hopefully, peace forever. But one day something will happen. Actions will take place, and you got one or other option. It's just it's important to have that kind of edge. In general, I honestly think, and I think that's why ever since I was little, I was obsessed with that concept, war, and what that really means. And that's probably another reason why I learned how to play chess when I was really little too, because that's why I mainly enjoy FIFA. I haven't played FIFA in a while, or even the Madden game, but those kind of games and the way you can like, especially in FIFA, the way you can pass, it kind of reminds me of Battleship, like Battleship a lot too, for that same reason. But yeah, I always kind of been obsessed with that idea of war. That the last intriguing thing I remember. Well, that movie, I forget the name, but it was on obviously World War II. It was the minister, the UK minister. I don't remember his name right now. Uh, yeah, but everybody knows him. But how his whole thing was, even if he didn't have the number of men, or he didn't have equivalent weapons, he just didn't give up, or he made it look like everything was moving forward, and it worked. It's just those intricate moments and decisions, and the way you go about things. Or for example, I think it was like probably 10 years ago, when Putin had a meeting with China's guy, and he brings a dog that's classified as a Chinese dog, and he walks him to go greet him. That's you know that's next level, where just letting slightly. You know what I mean? Nothing too crazy, just a little chess move. Just pay attention, stuff like that. That to me is always interesting. It's but one thing about the notion of war does make you better. You know what I mean? If it's actual war, hopefully you don't die, right? But if it's just getting over something, it's even it just losing weight, is it just trying to learn how to play an instrument, whatever that war is, does make you better afterwards in every way, right? You'll learn a lot of stuff that you didn't know about you, and then you'll be able to adjust, and and then you'll see how far you were able to push yourself and handle that level of stress. So war does make you better one way or another. But yeah, that's kind of my little, nobody cares take as far as when I see that it was disheartening. Disheartening. It was no bueno. It was just bad, man. It's crazy because look, not little, the album, because it's like 13, 14 songs. Might delete later. It was actually really good, like really good. If he wanted to just that be his album, that could have been his album. It was actually great, but can't hear it the same no more, man. It's just weird. Damn, you know what I mean? It's just not the same because regardless of how you felt like a human, that's why you're at where you're at. It's your whole thing. So it's just and it's just the point is it's just important to know that when it's 100% necessary, and regardless in what relevancy or perspective of war you're in, and if you really have to go do it, you should just do it. You gotta, go towards the storm. Obviously, peace forever and everything, but it's just good to have. It's good. It's a good way to understand things. It's a good way to analyze people. It's a good way to understand environments. It's a good way to understand human beings. Yeah, war. I've always been obsessed with war, and I don't think I've stopped. I still randomly, if I catch the right war documentary or movie, I'm probably watching it. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. I don't think anybody made it in today. Thing that I want, but oh no, hold up. Let me see how long we've been out here. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I did listen to the new Bryson Tiller album. And this comes from a person I probably did like one or two songs off his first album, however long ago he dropped. But after that, I kind of stopped listening to him. Didn't really follow or care for the career. But on that note, it's actually not bad. For some, he gives you a little bit of everything: the regular soul, R&B, some pop R&B, gives you the trap beat, the vibe type R&B in there too. So I like how he's giving you different kinds. So yeah. Interesting enough, last night as I was doing some, I think I listened to at least half of it, the Bright. So let me just see 30, 10, 30. Who dropped? Let's see who, because okay, so you should definitely drop the Lex to I don't trust you. Anything else good on that? Yeah, I've been listening to a couple tracks from there. It's not bad. It's good. It sounds like old mixtape Future, which is actually really good. But yes, looks like that's what dropped. Let me see. What else dropped? What else dropped? Anybody was here? Okay, looks like just that. Oh, Key Clock dropped a remix. And oh, 30 June dropped a little something. Okay, 11. Yeah, that's why not all of them. But right now, if you look at my playlist or the playlist that I'm listening to right now, my regular rap playlist, I think I literally have 70 songs. But if you look at my R&B playlist, I got songs that are yeah, so definitely been, as I said before, I'm listening to way more R&B than rap, but there's some good rap out there. But as I always say, it's difficult to be a hip hop fan in this era, man. It's difficult. Like, Jesus, all the corny shit is happening at the same time. Crazy, but hopefully, there's still battle to have. Last two standing, and redeem ourselves in that one, and have a respectable battle and see what's good of rhymes and metaphors, narratives, beats and sounds. But yeah, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it for me. If you were here or you run into the stream, thank you. Share and like the energy. Please check out the shorts. Video should be coming next Sunday for sure. We're definitely getting there, and then the ultra recap should come. Go subscribe to Cats and Sila. Oh yeah, that's what we should do. Say some fellow traveler. Please go show him some love. Go subscribe. Come on. We got to do a club this summer. A club this summer. Cats and Sila playing at it. Temple. What's good? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Gratitude to everybody that will watch this or run into or even click on it for a second. Thank you. I am HT and I am gone.